another Power Ranger video. Now this is something that I normally would do every 6 months, so I should have done this back in June, but I've been so swamped with other stuff and I've been trying to keep up to date with reviews. I haven't had the chance to do this one yet, but welcome back to my channel for those that have been here before, and anyone new, thank you very much for tuning in. And today we're going to take a look at my entire Power Ranger collection, and that involves most things from various different lines. So we've got Super7, Toys Battalion, 3-0, the entire Lightning collection, most of Playmates, and a lot more stuff to take a look at. Some of this stuff is a little bit dusty because we've been having some work done in the house and I haven't had a chance to just take everything off. I did start doing it, so a lot of it is done, but there is some bits that you may notice a little bit more dusty than others, so apologies for that. I also have more reviews coming soon, so if you want to check those out, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments below. So we're going to start over here. This is a little bit of a random wall, but most of it, as you can see here, is Super7. There's a lot of stuff on the desk over here, as well as what I would call my life-size figure. So this is just a cosplay on a mannequin, but it was just something I wanted for quite a long time. It's not the greatest of quality, if you can look at that. It is pretty cheap. Most of it looks pretty good, and I have got a new belt for that, which I will show you guys later. But moving over here, these are the PCS statues. There's nothing really much new here. So we have got Goldar, Black Ranger, Red Ranger, Draken, the White Ranger. And then I've got just a small White Ranger section over here of just some random bits that I've put on there, as well as some other little bits at the back here. I am missing the green one and the Megazord, so hopefully I'll at least be able to grab the green one at some point. Moving up, these are the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Super7 reaction figures. I did get these from the whole shebang, and they come in these nice retro style triangle boxes. A few other random bits on the shelf. This light is from eBay. If you just type in, because every time I do these videos people ask me where the light is from, but if you just type in like lightning bolt LED light, it will come up, and not expensive at all. They are just a cheap light. Moving up here is my Super7 display. So we've got a couple of random reaction figures which I didn't really know where to put, so they are sat there. And then over here we have got our Power Rangers. So we've got our white one, the yellow one, the black one, the red one, the blue one, the pink one. Up here we have got our glow in the dark figures. So we've got the reaction Megazord and the Super7 Ultimate Green Ranger. This is just because I had nowhere else to put it. So this is the Hasbro basic Megazord in the tank mode. And then up here we've got our original Green Ranger. This side we've got our little war of baddies. So we've got Draken up here, as well as Putty. We've got the exclusive Rita and Zed. All the reaction figures at the bottom here, which I did 3D print a new throne for Lord Zed because he wouldn't stand up. And then of course we've got Bulk and Skull. And finally, at the top here, some reaction Megazords, as well as the retro style triangular boxes of the Super7 Ultimate line. So these were shipped over from the US because they just weren't available in the UK, which was a bit of a shame. It was a pain to get those, but worth every penny. There is obviously some that I'm missing. There's some bad guys that I'm missing, which I'm just kind of waiting for the right prices because I've already got them in the Lightning collection. So I didn't really want multiples of lots of baddies. At least with the Rangers, it's just the Rangers and what it is. But I'm sure I will find them at the right price at some point. Moving over here, we've got Funkos near enough stacked to the ceiling. They do go quite far back because I do have most of the Funkos now. So I am looking to complete these, and hopefully at some point I will. Then the ones that I'm missing, they're not hard to get. I just haven't got around to grabbing them. There's one that is a little bit harder to get than the others, which was the all gold Yellow Ranger. But other than that, the rest are just ones that are easily findable. But I just been prioritizing other things, I guess, at the moment because I've got so many and I am struggling for space with these at the moment. I just wanted to make sure that I'd grabbed some other stuff first rather than this. But you can see there we've got the Funko sodas as well, some of the figures, just some random little bits like the itty bitty Megazord at the top there, and we've got the pint-sized pops here as well. The t-shirt with the mini Green Ranger in there. Up there they're not necessarily Funkos, but they did suit quite well. And then obviously we've got all the keyrings there too. This is one of the new figures. So this is the Zeo Red Ranger. It looks really nice as part of the sort of Tommy Oliver release, I guess. So on the back you can see that we do have all 3 different Tommy Oliver figures, as well as the ones that they've given us in the past. And taking a look at the glass shelves, so this is just my box of the Builder Megazord, which we're currently going through, waiting for another one of those soon, so hopefully that won't be too long and be able to add some more to that. It should be coming next week. But here we can see I've tried to keep all the Super 7s together, so we've just got a random shelf there. So we've got Putty, the 2 Dragon Shielded figures, as well as the Boom Studios figures. Up here we've got all 6 of the Zeo figures looking really nice. I love these figures, they just look amazing. Moving up, we do change to the Toys Battalion, so these are not 3-0, but again 1/6 scale figures, and then we've got the 2 ninjas that were released there. And finally up the top we have got our ninja suits. I am expecting the 1/12 scale figures soon, so hopefully they won't be too long. I'm sure they'll be here next week and I'll be able to get a review out for those. And as we come over, apologies for the reflection in the glass, but these are all color coded because I just wanted them in like a specific kind of order, I guess. So we've got the white one up there, and in here we've got our 3-0 figure, the helmet, and some other little silly bits, as well as the communicator there. When we go to the other shelves, I did swap out the communicator for the morpher because I wanted my master morpher to go somewhere else, so that one just kind of fills that space instead of having a morpher there. But you can see we've got all the same for the blue and the yellow. This was a custom helmet that I'd had made a little while ago, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's such a good quality helmet. I'll definitely be buying my black one from the same guy soon. At the bottom we have got our Lord Draken. Not much down there because there isn't a lot for him, but what they have given us is pretty nice. And at the bottom we've got the same again for the Black Ranger and the Pink Ranger. That's quite a nice little shelf, I like the colour of that. Moving up we've got the same again for the Red Ranger, and finally for the green. This morpher was a Lightning Collection pink one. I did customise it and buy a new coin recently for that, so that looks nice and complete now. As we move up on top of that, this is again just some random stuff. So I did 3D print the Dino Thunder white helmet. This is a Lightning Collection Lord Zed, and then I've got a couple of baddies and some coins there. If you look at the back next to my poster, these are just some little wall arts that I 3D printed a little while ago when I first got my printer. It was kind of the first thing that I'd done, so I could probably do with updating them a little bit better now. And then these are just some Burger King toys. Up the top here we have got some 3D printed statues, so I did hand paint all of these and print them myself. Now they came out really well. I'm really happy with how they are. I do just need to do the white one when I find time, but at the moment I am working on some other projects. You can see there's some 3D printed, they're fully articulated Megazords. They're absolutely huge. And this is some of the other stuff I've been working on. So I am 3D printing these. If you're in the UK, I can sell you these. Well, if you're anywhere, I can sell you them if you want to pay the postage. But you can give me a shout on Instagram or whatever if you're interested in these. So these are just little controller holders. You just obviously put your controller in there like that. And I could do all Rangers, and I'm currently working on a Lord Zed, so a little sneak peek of what I'm working on at the moment. I'm just waiting for some more colour to do the bottom of that, and then I'm going to add a bit more detail on there, and then he should be done. Moving on to the other side of the room, so this is another wall on the other side. Here I've just put a little cabinet which has just got a statue on there, and I've put all my Action Q figures on there. This was a resin print that was gifted to me by a friend, and I just thought it fit really well in there, so that's another new part of my display. Some little rubber duckies. On the floor I've had to put the Megazords because there's just nowhere to put them. Obviously they're quite big. You can see underneath there, so apologies for the really bad view. They're all the VHS Megazords that come out from Hasbro, as well as the Hasbro flip heads. And keeping the flip heads together, these are the Playmates ones. So this is everything that's out in the UK from Playmates at the moment. I really enjoy these. I'm really happy with them. The Dragon Dagger's pretty cool, but the Blaster I really enjoy. The baddies look pretty good, and the Rita fits nicely with some vintage figures. Moving up to the vintage figures, we've got a complete Zeo set there. I am just missing the staff for the Gold Ranger, so I am keeping an eye out for that. A couple of 8-inch figures, and then another set of the SPD Rangers here. I'm missing Doggy, so I will buy him when I get round to it. He's easily available, so it's fine. Up here we've got a 3D print Game Boy, and then we've got our new Morpher. This is from Spirit Halloween, comes with 6 coins that fit magnetically into an adjustable belt. Up here we've also got our little people set. And then we move to the Green Ranger shelves. So I've got a few shelves here. This was the first statue I'd 3D printed and painted, and it came out beautifully, which is why I continued to do some more. Various other Green Rangers here, some figures. We've got like Lightning, a Legacy, a figure art. We've got extras that I've kept boxed up there. So we've got more remastered at the back with some legacy. Moving up here again, more Lightning Collection stuff. So this is 2 different variations of the Green Ranger that came out. So we've got Spectrum at the back and the original at the front. More Action Q, Lightning Collection, Super 7, and then of course we've got our vintage at the back there with our 8-inch figure. Moving up onto the last Green Ranger shelf, this is just random stuff. It's just the Zap Dragon Zord. We've got another PCS statue, another VHS figure. Some little Funko bits on there as well that I just wanted to display, so I'm really happy with how my Green Ranger shelf's looking, and there isn't a whole lot left for me to get in that sense, so I'm kind of trying to call it with the Green Ranger stuff at the moment, believe it or not. And this is all my vintage stuff down here, so behind the Megazords there is some stuff hiding. There's some complete collections there and some bits that I've been trying to find. All these cases came from Deflector DC, so if you're looking for cases for anything vintage, they will make them to size, but they do have a lot listed on there. So this was something I'd got from my brother for my birthday. This is the complete Thunderbike that I picked up a little while ago. If anybody wants to see any of this stuff reviewed that is not sealed, I'm more than happy to review it. Let me know in the comments what that is. I did get some cases for these, and this wasn't really to protect them because they're not worth anything, but they were more just because they wouldn't stand up without anything. So I'm just going to take this down and we'll have a look at some of the collection. I've also been working on some of the baddies. So there we got the Slippery Shark, as well as the Z Putty, so he's pretty cool. And I'm finally working my way through the Ninja Rangers. So I have got the red one, the white one I picked up at a toy show this year, pink one that I'd recently picked up for quite a good price, to be honest. And then these I got as a gift. There's the black one and the blue one underneath there as well. I am just waiting for the yellow one, so hopefully that won't be too long and I will be able to complete this. So you can see I'm making my way through the vintage stuff as well, but I enjoy unpacking a lot of the stuff, so it's a bit of a difficult decision to make. Keeping with the vintage stuff, so this is just a bit of a mix really. The Falcon Zord, I did re-sticker it because the plastic was in such nice condition and so was the box, so I wanted it to look nice, and it really does. I've got some baddies here that I've just been picking up for the odd couple of quid here and there, as well as some flip heads. I do need some more, I think just the black one, and then I just need the pink one of the 8-inch, but I like to get them in a certain condition, so I'm just kind of buying my time with those. Moving up, this is just some random Zords. I've got Legacy Sabertooth Tiger there and the Legacy Tyrannosaurus Rex. I've got the Super 7 Dragon Zord, and the rest is all vintage stuff. So there's a few, there's a Hasbro Zeo at the back, but the rest is all vintage and it's all bits that I've just picked up along the way. Some of it was gifted from a viewer here, so if you're wondering whether I kept it all, I absolutely did because I love it, so thank you very much once again for that. And this is the last bit for the vintage stuff, but this was more of a movie shelf rather than necessarily being vintage, but there is a lot of vintage on there, and there's also a lot of dust, so I apologise for that. I am a little bit of a scumbag. But we've got our watches at the back. This I didn't really know where to put because I really wanted to display them watches, so I think I'm probably going to have to move that. But this was something I picked up really cheap at my local comic book shop, and just some random bits. I do still need the pink ninja. I'm not too bothered about the weapons, I just want them to look okay. We've got the Kellogg's figures at the back there. I'm so ashamed of myself for the dirt, I really apologise. We've got our Mega Falcon Zord at the back there, which I picked up cheap, and my sealed White Ranger from the movie, so he looks nice in his metallic silver, and the box is in really nice condition, so of course I needed to protect that. So finishing off this video with some Lightning collection. Now I have had a little bit of a move around, so if you've watched the last one, you will see that there is quite a lot in the last kind of 8 months. I think I did the last one after Christmas, and I know how much money I've spent in the last few months, so I know that this is going to be quite a bit of difference. So here we've got our Zeo figures all together. There is a couple of different variations of the Zeo Gold because we've got Jason at the front as well as the single release at the back there. Over here, this is kind of the incomplete shelf, I guess. There's just some random stuff that we've got from the Lightning collection, as well as our 2017 movie figures. I just wish there was more, and I am still looking for the Red Ranger Legacy helmet, so hopefully at one point I'll be able to pick that up. Moving up here, we've just got a bad guy shelf, so various different lackeys and baddies from Mighty Morphin there. Over here we've got our SPDs, we've got our A Squad and B Squad, as well as our extra Rangers at the back. Nothing new here, but this is the In Space shelf. This is one of my favourites, as it was the favourite show of mine. Yeah, so no change there within the last couple of months. Over here we have got a Tommy Oliver display, so we've got our Master Morpher with a poster in the back, our little bobbleheads here, and I've put this at the back because I've got something else coming white and green related, which will sit there really nicely. Hopefully that will be coming next month because that is being made. So over here, these are more complete teams. Unfortunately, the turbo at the back was not one of them. However, we do have our Alien Rangers and our Beast Morphers moving over here. We've also got, covered in dust, so again, I apologise, the Dino Thunder. We've got our Lost Galaxy and Dino Charge at the back there. Moving up one, this is more of like a different season shelf. So we've got our metallics at the back, the unhelmeted extras in the middle, as well as our Ninja Rangers at the front there. Over here, this is more of a bad guy display. So this was more of the main bad guys, I suppose. We've got Goldar and Scorpina, Zed at the back in his throne. We've got the remastered Rita. We've got the Cat that she had before Cat turned into a Ranger, Tommy, Finster, and some putties there. Moving over here, we've got our remastered figures on a sort of homemade diorama, if you like. We've got we've got Zordon and Alpha at the back with our Rangers with their morphers ready for action. Over here, we've got our crossover shelf. So a lot of this has just been moved around since we last displayed some of this. We've got a couple of Legend of the White Dragon figures there. We've got Cobra Kai, Crossover, Street Fighter, and the Ninja Turtles. This is my little Boom Studio shelf. So we've got our Mega Rangers with various different figures from Boom Studios comics. Next to our Mezco figures, so this is from the 5-pack. I will be moving these. These will probably go in a glass cabinet at some point because I would like to keep them protected rather than just being exposed out here like this. But for now, they are staying there. Here we've got our Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin displays. We've got our Zord Ascension Project Megazord at the back with our shielded Rangers, as well as our original 5 at the front and a nice little 3D printed logo. Moving up over here, this is a little bit of a random shelf just for places to put stuff. I've got some coins in the middle there from the spinners. Everything else is signed stuff, so these are all signed Lightning Collection figures, as well as our Red Ranger statue and some other little bits on there. These are the SMP Megazords, so they're fully transformable and they are really, really tiny, as you can see, but they're really cool as well. So I would recommend picking up some of them if you can. Up here, I've also got some more Funkos. So these are just displayed up here just to avoid having to have them over in my other collection, so it doesn't sort of reach the ceiling, I guess. Over here in the corner, we have got some of my favourite parts of the collection, but they are kind of hidden away. So we've got this nice poster, which changes as you move around the room. We have got some vintage Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie figures just sat on the side there. And then these are kind of like a knockoff Lego. They were from AliExpress, and then I got the case from Temu, if anybody's wondering where I got any of that from. But you can see we've got lots of different pieces of Lego here. Rangers in various forms, as well as some Megazords, and a shelf for the bad guys. I absolutely love these and I really enjoyed doing them. So if you're looking for them, you just type in Power Ranger Lego on AliExpress and they will come up, but they are so much fun to play with. And finally, at the top, stacked to the ceiling, this is just random stuff in large boxes that I do not have space for anywhere else, so it's either go on the floor or go up there. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to put them somewhere else, but you can see various different stuff. So we've got some vintage stuff, some Super 7, generally just bits that don't fit anywhere else. Over there we've got more Super 7 and just some random bits. We've got our weapons from the Lightning Collection, some 12-inch figures there that were mine, and the smaller figures that were my kids. I just stopped playing with them, wanted to throw them away. I just didn't have the heart to throw them, so they have now just made way into my collection. And that is it from my collection room tour this month. I'm sure there's stuff out there that I've missed, and I apologise if there is. I didn't want to make this like a super long video where I go into in-depth detail for absolutely everything, because I do just review pretty much most things, and anything I don't review will make it over to Instagram and TikTok anyway. So if you want to check any of this stuff out individually, head over to one of those. If not, the reviews will be here on my channel for you to have a look at. As I said earlier, I've got more reviews and that coming soon, and I'm waiting for some amazing stuff in the post. So if there's anything that you would like to check out, let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to do my best to review that. but unfortunately the boxes for a lot of the Lightning collection figures, if not all of them, are stashed away, so I wouldn't be able to get those out. But if you wanted to have a look at anything that you just think would be cool to review, feel free to let me know and I will try my best. But that is it from me. That is my collection room, and I'm very much struggling for space now. I'm probably going to put up some more shelves soon, and I'll probably be out of space at that point. I'll have to decide whether I'm going to stash some stuff away or just leave it on the floor. But as always, thank you very much guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you all very soon.